Alright, this is a video for 3HT about the general revision. Exercise 18 is a quadrilateral, ABCD, and it says it's a square, so this is 12 and that is 12. We see a triangle here, we see a triangle there, and a triangle here, and this whole thing is also a triangle. Now we need to calculate a couple of things. First of all, we need to calculate CR, so we need to calculate that one. Now CR is part of triangle RCS, and the bigger version of that would be PBS, so like that. So to solve the first exercise, exercise A, we're going to say that triangle PBS, so the big one, PBS, is similar to triangle RCS. Here the big one, PBS, is similar to RCS, so like that. Then we're going to make a ratio table, because for all of these exercises you have to make a ratio table. And here we have PB, and PB is 12 and 12 together, so that's 24. And then RC is the one that we want to know, so we don't know it yet. Then here we do know what this is. This is 18 BS. Wait, sorry, I need CS here. CS is 6, because in the small triangle that length is 6. And in the big triangle that's BS, and BS is 18. Yeah. So in the bigger version we have 24 and 18, and in the other one we have an unknown number and 6. So if you want to know RC, then this is how you do that. Use the cross product, so you do 24 times 6 divided by 18. 24 times 6 divided by 18, and that is 8. So then you know that RC is 8. Let me write it down in the figure, because we might need it for exercise B or C or D. With exercise B we need to calculate AQ, so that's this length. Now this one can actually be done quite similar to the previous one. We take a look at triangle PAQ and we take a look at triangle PBS, because in PBS we know both of these lengths, and in PAQ we know this length but we don't know that length. So here I'm going to write down for exercise B, I'm going to write down that we're going to use triangle PAQ, that's the small one, and we're going to use triangle PBS, which is the big one, PBS. And I notice I wrote down a small mistake here, because here I wrote down PBC, but it should have been PBS, right? Because PBC is not it's a different triangle. This line is not there from B to C, so this should have been PBS. Sorry about that. So we have a PAQ, and in PAQ I know length PA, because that's 12, and I don't know length AQ. In fact, that's the one that we want to know. In this one we have PA, but in the big version that's PB, and PB is 24. And in the bigger triangle we do know BS also, which is 18. So this is very similar to what we did over here. If you want to calculate what AQ is, AQ, we use cross products again. So you say 12 times 18 divided by 24, this times that divided by that, and then we get 9. So AQ is 9. Now let me write it in the figure also, this is 9. And now let's do C. With exercise C we need to calculate PS. PS is the length from here to there. So we can use the Pythagorean theorem for that by using 24 and 18. So 24 squared plus 18 squared. Now if you put it in the square root, you get 30. So this whole length is 30. Okay. Then we're going to go to exercise D. Now we need to calculate QR. Now QR is this little bit over there, right? So that's a bit harder to figure out. You can't really use similar triangles, because here we do have triangle QRD, but we don't know any length in that triangle. If you knew one length, then we can figure the rest out using a ratio table. But we don't know any lengths. The only thing we do know is we know that PS is 30. So what we need to do is we need to calculate how much RS is, and we need to calculate how much PQ is, and then subtract that from 30. And then what you have left is QR. So I'm going to calculate PQ. PQ is the square root of 12 squared plus 9 squared. And there you get 15. Then we're going to calculate RS, which is the square root of 8 squared plus 6 squared. And there you get 10. That means that, well, this is 10 and this is 15. So QR is 30, because that was the whole length, minus 15 minus 10 equals 5. And then we know what QR is. So these are the answers for exercise 18. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.